And action, off we go. Welcome to Here's Your Freaking Podcast with the Jason Lee and Cluck Show. As always, thank you for being a part of the podcast. Stay up to date at all things JLNK by heading over to jlnkshow.com. On the podcast today, what do we got coming up here? We'll talk about the benefits of doing it in the morning. Apparently, it's nothing but benefits. Also look at how much sex are Americans really having. Hey, this is kind of depressing. And, we've got another fellow with something in his butt. We got a guy who's assaulting horses. We've got a guy who's assaulting vacuums. And that should pretty much do it for the podcast. Let's start right here with some folks on vacation, right? You go on vacation, you live differently than you do in the real world, right?
Yeah, I have unlimited money. I wear button-down short-sleeve shirts.
And the sex gets a little bit weirder because it's vacation sex. Apparently, Thailand has a problem with tourists doing it in public. I guess once you get a taste of it, public sex, something that you can't shake.
I can't imagine the high.
Officers were called 4 a.m. after beachgoers reported there were people having sex. What are you doing at a beach at 4 a.m.? The sun's not coming up. There's nothing to see. It's pitch black. I assume if someone's having sex on a public beach, it's because everybody's having sex on a public beach.
Either that, maybe one of those whack jobs like, I'm going to go for an early morning run. I'm on that grind.
A man appeared to be drunk, could not answer questions clearly. He told police that his passport was missing, but he and his lady friend that were doing it on the beach were taken into custody. They'd like to warn tourists that public sex is a huge problem in Thailand as of recently.
I wonder why it's just in Thailand.
And people just
I'm a sex tourist. I can do whatever I want.
I think it's just people are frisky on vacation.
Well,
penalties, by the way, range, and this is where the heads up comes into play. Penalties range from fines, prison time. You could go to prison for that.
Now, I know part of the allure of sex in public is the risk of getting caught and doing something naughty. But that risk is amplified to 1,000 if you might go to prison in a foreign country.
You could also face deportation.
Oh, no.
Which, by the way, is still better than prison.
Yeah.
Everything is better than prison. All right, speaking of sex, what are the benefits of morning sex?
Hey, get it out of the way early so I got the rest of the day to do whatever I want.
And I can think clearly. I'm going to have a good day at work. I'm probably going to get some shit done.
Yeah. I get to ride that post-nut clarity all day.
What's better than a great cup of coffee in the morning? Obviously, morning sex, of course. There are benefits that come along with getting it on before noon.
Let me guess.
So like 11:45 is still considered morning sex? It's kind of like the McDonald's changeover menu from breakfast to lunch? Okay, I get it. In the morning, your testosterone levels are higher when you wake up, so you're more primed and ready to go should the opportunity present itself.
That you're fresh. Life hasn't beaten the shit out of you yet that day, so you've still got some youthful vigor left in the tank.
How the opportunity presents itself. That means one partner goes, "Have you brushed your teeth yet?" You're like, "Oh."
I'll just turn my head over here.
You're like, "Oh, should I?" You're all relaxed from sleeping. Benefits of morning sex. The primal instinct offers the start to the day that's beyond amazing. Some find it a turn-on when their partner makes all the moves while they're still a bit groggy.
Uber Geek Gabe on the chat on YouTube does ask if morning sex is good because you could just go to sleep at night.
Well, that's going to factor into something else we're going to talk about here in a second. There's a chance in the morning. They said there's no chance of you being worn down by whatever the day has brought you. You're brand new. You're fresh. You're ready to tackle the day in the morning, so why not?
Nothing has occupied your mind yet.
Yeah.
You're still fresh.
If you're thinking about morning sex, they say preparation can be everything. Here's what you need to know about morning sex. One, you have to know your partner's schedule. Make your play when you know it's going to be a lazy morning. Don't shoot your shot when you have meetings, stress, or obligations. I think that's a perfect time to shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Again, you're going into it with total mental clarity. They say if you've got meetings or stress or obligations later on that day, that could be a serious distraction with your morning sex. Okay. Or you could use morning sex as a distraction from the rest of the shit you have to do all day. Plan ahead. Have a couple bottles of water, maybe some breath mints by the bed to make you both more approachable.
Breath mints.
That's offensive as shit.
Yeah, Pleasant View Farms on the chat. Morning sex is great because it's all the sex, none of the kissing.
Uh-huh.
You just turn away. Turn away
Get
from
that
me.
gross-ass mouth away from me. Invest in blackout curtains or sleep masks like blindfolds. They can be helpful for those who prefer action in the dark. Here, put this blindfold on. Why?
I don't want you to see me.
Or you don't want to see me.
Mm.
Intimacy doesn't always involve orgasms, they say. Oh yeah, most dudes know this.
Yeah.
There's always an orgasm is always appreciated. The overall experience is the goal. The quest for the final exclamation point can put too much pressure on things, especially first thing in the morning.
Oh.
Now, leading up to what Uber Geek Gabe just said, how much sex are Americans really having? They ask American worker bees, married or in a relationship.
It feels like a lot. It feels like as much as it's talked about that people are big fans. They're doing it all the time.
Right. But we talk about Christmas a lot, too. How many presents do you get?
3.
New research takes a look into the American worker bee's bedroom. The only question people that were married or in a relationship. And apparently a lot of Americans right now are going through a dry spell, including 25% of American couples have sex once a month or less.
That has to be like, you've got to factor in older people. I mean, people who are just retired from. Do you retire from? I don't know. Aren't we led to believe there's an age where you just sort of stop?
It's funny, because if you're talking about grandma and grandpa, you would like to think that they stopped doing it about 40 years ago.
Ugh.
If you're talking about yourself as you start to get older and you realize, I am getting up there close to grandparents' age, there better still be some sex on the table or in the shower.
I think my grandma...
Or in a hotel room.
I think my grandma divorced my grandpa back in like the late 60s.
And then she never did it again.
And she did not take a lover ever again. She died pure as the driven snow.
Right. Pure as the driven slush, as ZZ Top would say. The average American couple is doing it 4 times a month. That's once a week. What does the average sexcapade last? How long? How many hours?
Hours?
I'm just kidding. How many minutes?
Fuck. I'm going to say 20.
18.6.
All right, I was close.
How many hours of sex does that add up to a year?
18
That's
times 52.
Right? That puts you at about 15 hours worth of sex every year.
Okay, all right.
You're good for a solid 15 hours every year. Gen Z couples are having the most sex, obviously, because they're younger and they can do that kind of shit because they have that kind of time. Average Gen Z, 5.3 times a month. That's not really that many more times than the standard once a week. Millennials are number 2 with 5.1 times a week.
How grossed out would you be if Meemaw was like, well, I only do it once a month, but it's tantric and it lasts all weekend?
She lost me when she said I only do it once a month. I don't give a shit what kind of sex she has. She could be like loving sex, gangbang. I don't care. The fact that grandma's having sex once a month, I'm disgusted by that.
Do you want Meemaw to be unfulfilled physically?
I'm fine with that.
You want her to die yearning?
Fine with me. You know,
but at the same time, you're right,
I'm
man.
I'll marry you with that chastity belt too.
Yeah, I hope when I'm that old, I'm still getting it in. But at the same time, I don't want anybody to know or think about it.
No. What's the number one reason why Americans aren't having sex? Uber Geek Gabe was right.
It's got to be stress.
Fucking tired, man. Everybody's tired. Fatigue is the biggest thing getting in the way of sex, followed by having incompatible or different sex drives. I shouldn't say incompatible. That's a bad word to use, but different sex drives. Like one wants it every day, the other one wants it once a month. You got to find a happy medium in there somewhere.
There is no happy medium there.
It's once a month.
Only unhappy medium.
It's once a month. Health issues, number 3. Work stress, number 4. And kids and parenting demands are number 5.
I think if I were getting it once a month, I'd become like really into masturbating guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would like candles. I'd pencil it in for like an entire evening. Like I can't do anything Thursday night. Are
you jerking off in there? Yeah, you know I am.
I'm going to spend the entire time playing with myself.
14% of American worker bees admit that their sex lives are unsatisfying. I think that number is low for a reason, because you don't say that shit out loud, even if it is unsatisfying. Even if a stranger is asking you, you fucking be quiet. You're like, oh, it's good. It's fine. It's good. You don't say unsatisfying. That sounds cruel towards your partner.
Gabe blowing up the chat. Oh my God, you guys, real talk this morning. We have to wait. Not my rules until the kid goes to bed. He's 15. He goes to bed at least 11 p.m. He says, these are unacceptable times. You got to wait till 11 o'clock, 11:15. I'm like, oh.
Why don't we just do it in the morning?
You know what?
How about
what
that?
am I unemployed? I'll set the alarm for an hour earlier. I'd rather get up an hour earlier than stay up an hour later.
You need to renegotiate, my friend.
That means he is at his absolute physical peak level of exhaustion before anything gets to get going. I'm just going to lay on the couch for a while and save what little I have left in the tank.
Those who aren't happy with their sex lives should know that research shows couples who go out together more often tend to get steamier in the bedroom more frequently. That's good.
You got a belly full of Olive Garden, couple of wines.
You know what else that means? That means you have to go out and spend money if you're planning on sex tonight.
I can't afford it. Andrew in the chat. If your wife asks if your sex life is satisfying, can you say anything other than fantastic?
It is incredible.
Yep.
I had no idea. I'm so glad I got married. I heard the jokes from the old guys before I got married, and I thought they were full of shit, and it turns out they are full of shit. This is amazing. I can't believe what happens in here. Average person surveyed said, how many date nights do they have every month?
4.
2.4.
All right, so you're having fewer dates than you're having on average sex a month.
Looks like a quarter of Americans don't have date night at all. But for those who report having sex very frequently, which is 8 times or more a month, are also the group that have the most date nights on average. It still sounds low, 3.5. For those who are only having sex rarely, as in 0 to 1 time a month, they report...
I'm in the shed! Leave me alone!
They report having the fewest date nights. So obviously date night is a big fucking deal if you want sex. Communication also plays a big part in the sex lives, too. For those who do it very frequently are also the group most likely to say that they text their partner constantly. Those who rarely have sex text their partner
infrequently.
The least likely to text their partner. Being apart doesn't mean couples can't get intimate, too, by the way. A third of those polled have sexted their partner. Only a third? Well, I think when they're saying texting your partner, I think that means that's a back and forth. That's a two-way street. Yes. It's not one person sexually harassing the other and the other person saying, listen, man, I got a lot of shit to do today. Stop texting me this stuff.
Doesn't a sext exchange to you, it means it carries on for a little bit?
Right.
Usually how it works is you go back, forth, back, forth, back, forth.
And by the way...
And then there's a delay, and then things will stop, and you're like, well, I guess... And you always send one last fucking sad little text at the end.
Right, because the clock is counting down, so you chuck it up from half court.
You're like, and then,
by the way, just for the record, fucking answering, or
bullshit.
That's garbage, or answering that's hot. That's also terrible.
I would rather you just give me the 3 dots, or just leave me on delivered but not read.
Give me the thumbs up.
And then I would pull your tits out. She's like, hey, nice. Hey, all right.
16%. 16% of Americans have FaceTime sex.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
I don't want to do that.
No.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Hey, going back and forth. That's always the...
No, thank you.
You haven't received a text in usually 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm going to try one more time.
Yeah.
One last shot. A Hail Mary, and it never hits the end zone.
Yeah.
Always like, you threw out of bounds. Hit a fucking camera guy.
Boy, this is humiliating. Surgeons were left stunned. We got 3 rough stories in a row. Surgeons were left stunned when a patient walked into a hospital. He had a World War I shell casing lodged in his ass. Obviously, when you walk in with a bomb in your butt, what do people do?
Oh, they freak out.
They fucking scatter.
Because I think the hospital is equipped to take something out of your butthole but not deal with a live bomb. And the bomb squad is equipped to deal with a live bomb but not take things out of your butthole. So I think we have multiple agencies now converging.
The incident led to the evacuation of a hospital in France after they had to call in the bomb disposal experts. Oh, no, man, you're too young for this. You got to live the rest of your life with this stink. 24-year-old man showed up at an emergency room on Saturday night complaining about some discomfort due to an quote-unquote...
I would just hope it went off.
Yeah.
Just detonate, please.
You'd see me walking...
Sit on a fucking nail, try to get it to...
You would see me in that little hospital gown, and I'm walking down the hall, and witnesses would say, I don't know, he was tapping his asshole with a hammer, trying to set it off.
Begging, please, end me now.
The man goes to the hospital, complains about discomfort due to a quote-unquote inserted object into his backside. However, it was only during surgery that doctors, I guess, what's the proper term, freaked the fuck out, and they found out it was a bomb. They called the police and the fire department, who put the hospital on lockdown while they inspected the device. And eventually, good news, determined to be harmless. What a white-knuckle ride to get there, though, huh?
Cubicle Nate on the chat. I am confused here. How exactly does this happen? Well,
it has a pointy end and it has a fat end. You lead with the pointy end.
It's not one of those bombs like on Spy versus Spy.
It's got a wick on it. Source at the hospital shared the news with local media during the operation.
Please don't.
Surgeon discovered a shell dating back to First World War, which the man had inserted into his rectum. They removed the shell while the patient stayed at the hospital. He was only there for a day? You could come in on a Saturday night with a bomb in your ass, and he was out the next day, according to local reports. He intended to initiate criminal... I
would ask to stay until the media fervor had died down outside.
What's even worse than everybody finding out you had a bomb in your ass is they press charges against you. They're initiating criminal procedures for violation of weapons legislation.
Yeah, hey, what's the last sign you see before you walk into a hospital? No firearms allowed on the premises. They make you go through a metal detector. He snuck one by the goalie.
You gotta register that bomb. The prosecutor's office is planning on taking over the court thorough investigation once the man has been interrogated by police.
I would lie and say...
they want to know where he got the bomb and why he hasn't told anybody about the bomb. That's where the charges are.
I would lie and blame those same people that did that pizza delivery guy with the bomb around his neck. I'm like, those guys are back.
Yep.
And they're worse than ever. You guys, for sex, all the lights need to be off. The sound machine needs to be on. You will not see the shame on my face nor the labor of my breath.
The labor. That's because you fucking smoke all the time. Stop smoking.
The labor of me. The shame on my face nor the labor of my breath.
You'll be able to breathe like a normal person.
Is there a leak in the ductwork? What was that, Fatty McGee on that first Adam Sandler album? Oh, Fatty, you're the fattest.
A man has been arrested for allegedly sexually assaulting horses at a training facility in British Columbia. The owner of the equestrian center said a suspect entered the property overnight and began attacking her horses.
You hear about this in the earlier days of the internet, and my first thought, having grown up around horses, is they could kick you into the fucking next plane of existence.
Yeah, you have to have a real soothing voice,
dude.
Sugar cubes.
Yeah, if the horse doesn't want you there, you're not gonna be there.
This is what the lady tells local authorities, the local media, the Vernon Morning Star newspaper. She said, and I quote. He raped at least one horse. He raped at least one horse, and we have it all on surveillance video.
The fact that it's all on video.
That poor guy's like, can you go back to that second part again? I need some clarification.
Yeah, holy shit.
What sort of a system do you have here? Police were called at 1 a.m., but the suspect ran away before cops got there. He was later identified and arrested, the man. I'm trying to find the guy's name. His last name.
But then also the height differential. Like, you're going to need to do this on a ladder or some sort of a stand because a horse's ass is the same height as your head.
Maybe it could be a pony. I don't know. Does he got to carry a bucket with him? He's going to have to overturn a feed bucket? Horse is like, oh, you spilled my fucking food on the ground. You're like, oh, horse, it's about to get worse. The man was released pending further investigation.
What do they measure a horse in hands? It was 18 hands tall. How?
No charges have been filed so far.
Yeah.
This is a fucking crime.
This is one of those things where they don't have like an actual law on the books.
Wow. And a Florida man, well, we know about Florida man. He has been arrested this week after he was caught engaging in a sexual performance with a vacuum cleaner. According to Osceola County Sheriff's Office, in a release, police said they responded to a resort after receiving reports that a man was exposing his sexual organs in front of a residence.
Never a good look.
The victims that observed the behavior provided a statement and cell phone recordings because everybody wants to, I better get this. A man partially clothed in front of a residence engaged in a sexual performance with a vacuum cleaner.
Partially closed. That means his pants and underwear are around his ankles and he's still wearing a shirt.
Suspect, by the time police got there, the suspect had already left the area. Further investigation revealed that the suspect... Oh, man. Further investigation revealed that the suspect and his wife were listed as the hosts of an Airbnb and the home in the resort. A complaint had been reported just a day prior to a man who had been walking in a shared hallway space while nude. Video of the incident captured on a Ring doorbell camera gave the responding deputy, showed that it was in fact the man. The investigation canvassed the area. They spoke with other residents, provided statements about similar behavior by the suspect. The incidents reported to an HOA last month. Video was provided to the deputy. Similar incidents of the suspect appearing partially clothed or nude in the hallway of the residence. A warrant was obtained. A 51-year-old man was caught. He now faces exposure of sexual organs.
Do we know what kind of a vacuum it was? I bet it was a shark.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like a Dyson guy. I
No,
don't think a Dyson guy's not walking around. He's not walking around fucking vacuums. You got Dyson money, you could probably get yourself a girl. He's only facing a single charge of indecent exposure of his sexual organs. It seems like it should be a lot more than that because this looks like this fucker gets around, man. Detectives are urging anyone who knows of similar incidents involving the man to please contact the sheriff's office.
You guys, is this an exhibition thing? Like, if you're desperate enough to be fucking a vacuum, wouldn't you want to do that in the furthest, darkest corner of your home so nobody knows? Well, that's the two kinks at once thing, where he's like, I like being in public, I also like doing naughty things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the thrill is. To me, it's way too terrifying. One, terrifying that somebody's going to see you, and two, well, somebody's going to see you having sex with a vacuum. Nobody wants that, do they? At least I don't think so. It's not worth the gamble at all.
What if this entire time we've been making fun of people who have sex with vacuums, where it's like it's a heightened pleasure that we mere mortals would know nothing of? He's like, once you've done it.
They're like, it's just like death. It's just this infinite peace that you feel, and nothing matters, and everything is warm. You're like, well, that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah.
So what kind of was that? What kind of was that? Like a Dyson blade? What was it? What do I do? There you go. That's the podcast for this week. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to check it out. Stay up to date. All things JLNK, real easy. Just head over to jlnkshow.com, and we will see you next Tuesday.